I understand you work very closely with Ahmad Massoud. How are the situation for Ahmad Massoud and his soldiers now in Panjshir Valley?
He is there. We are there. We will not fire. We would really prefer negotiation. But if the Taliban attack, of course, we don't have no choice except to resist. Well, as you know that it's almost a week since the Taliban came to Kabul. And then Mr. Ahmad Massoud, he went to Panjshir. And I came with a delegation, delegation of the political leaders. I came to Pakistan to talk the dialogue. We were both in Kabul a week ago. And he went to Panjshir. I came with delegation to talk to the Pakistani authority. Now, since then, of course, the Taliban have been preparing to attack Panjshir. But we said we warned them not to attack Panjshir, but that will be a catastrophic thing. Better to make a dialogue. So eventually the Taliban somehow agreed to make a dialogue, and now they are preparing to really kind of exchange delegations. This is the initial talking. It's still that has not taken place, but they have been introduced that they will sit together. But probably once the mechanism is worked out, then they will send a high delegation to see about the issue to talk about.
When you say high delegation, Mr. Massoud, would you be more specific? How high is it likely to be, Mr. Massoud himself?
No, it's not known who will be, but they said the first contact will pave the way for a higher delegation.
At this point, we have been hearing from Ahmad Massoud talking about inclusive government. Very much correlates with the adjective that the spokesperson of the Taliban that I interviewed a few days earlier gave to me. It seems that both sides are using the same adjectives.
Yes, but maybe definition might differ.
How is your definition?
Government. Well, inclusive government in our definition is that all ethnicities must be involved. There are 4 major ethnicities in Afghanistan: Pashtun, Tajik, Hazar, Uzbek, and the rest might be a smaller one. But these 4 ones, the Taliban is one of them. So therefore, if we can have a power sharing based on the ethnicities, and the structure of the power should be as such that all ethnicities can see themselves in the process of decision making.
We understand now, according to the spokesperson of Taliban and reported by the media as well, some of the former Afghan government officials, for example, former President Karzai, Dr. Abdullah, were among the people being consulted by the Taliban's delegation about forming a future quote-unquote government. Now, how close are you from Mr. Massoud and yourself been working with these names?
Dr. Abdullah and Mr. Karzai, they are politicians. They have been there for 20 years. They have been part of the government. But they do not represent the ethnicities of Afghanistan. They do not represent us. So therefore, it's their thing. Of course, they can represent themselves, but not our side.
So you don't think the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan is going to be the case that you are referring to? That's not the government that you want, which is the government advocated by the Taliban side right now.
Not really, because I mean, they have come by force, and so therefore their emirate is not today's world. That's not what people of Afghanistan needs.
Okay.
Because emirates belong to very, very old time. So today, Afghanistan needs something. After 20 years of some sort of democracy, we really want to make progress, not to go backwards.